How do you get a group of people to agree on the truth when they can't fully trust one another? Imagine you're a general in an army surrounding a heavily fortified city. Several other generals are positioned around the city as well, and if everyone attacks at the same time, victory is certain. But if only some attack while others hesitate, the army will be destroyed. The generals can communicate, but only by sending messengers between camps. How can you trust another general isn't a traitor? How can you trust the message you sent wasn't intercepted, or the message you received wasn't changed? The problem isn't whether to attack or retreat, but how can a group reach agreement when some participants may be dishonest and communication itself can't be fully trusted? This thought experiment became known as the Byzantine Generals Problem. While it sounds like a military puzzle, it's really a problem about trust. Anytime multiple people need to agree on a shared version of reality, they're facing some version of the Byzantine Generals Problem. Think about elections. Think about contracts. Think about money. For most of human history, we solved this problem the same way. We appointed an authority. A king, a government, a bank, a corporation, a trusted third party whose job was to keep the official record. The problem is that centralization creates a new vulnerability. What happens when authority makes mistakes? What happens when incentives change? What happens when corruption enters the system? Suddenly, trust becomes concentrated, and concentrated trust has a long history of failing. This became especially challenging when money became digital. Physical money has natural limitations. If I hand you cash, I no longer possess it, so I cannot spend it twice. But digital information is different because it can be copied endlessly. So how do you create digital money? How can thousands of computers spread across the world agree on who owns what without relying on a central authority to keep score? For decades, nobody had a solution. Then, in 2008, Bitcoin introduced a breakthrough. Bitcoin solved the Byzantine Generals Problem for digital money. Bitcoin is a decentralized ledger that, instead of relying on trust, relies on verification. Every transaction is broadcast to the network. Every participant can independently check the rules, and through a process called proof of work, the network continuously reaches consensus about the state of the ledger. No central bank, no central server, no central authority deciding what is true. The network itself determines consensus. The remarkable part is that Bitcoin doesn't require anyone to be honest. Bitcoin assumes that some participants may cheat, some may lie, some may actively try to attack the system. As long as honest participants control the majority of the network's computational power, consensus emerges anyway. Bitcoin wasn't just the invention of a new form of money, it was the invention of a new way for strangers to coordinate and establish truth without appointing a central authority to define it. For the first time, people all over the world could agree on a shared history without needing to trust a single individual, institution, or government. All of it traces back to a deceptively simple question. How do you get a group of people to agree on the truth when they can't fully trust one another? Bitcoin became the first system to answer it.